Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working our way through this deficit period. We're hoping that will go away quite soon, but we're going to proceed here for now. And we are working on getting our subsidies down. That's our primary issue right now, is our railways are just, they're necessary, broadly, but they are not profitable in any way. But if we don't have them and we don't have them subsidized, well, then we lose our market access, which is even worse. So it is what it is. I'm just wondering right now what our infrastructure usages are. Broadly, they're pretty low. We could think about downsizing our railways, or we could just try to grow into our railways. That's another option. So that's all things to think about. These are all things that we cannot produce, and we can only import. Rubber, there's only so much that we can import. We can import some. Hardwoods, we can definitely do more of. So we should definitely build additional logging camps. We'll max out in Brandenburg. And honestly, we can max out in Westphalia and Silesia as well. And then we'll see if that's enough. That should probably be enough. We're going to be pulling exclusively from our investment pool here. We have tons of investment pool built up. So that'll be absolutely fine. What are we using for hardwoods? Out of curiosity, what does hardwood go to? Furniture manufacturers, shipyards, war machine industries, and arms industries. Whereas just wood goes to furniture, glassworks, tooling, paper mills, synthetics plants, shipyards, urban center, railway, and construction sector. Noted. Okay, so let's hop into our buildings here and see if there's any recommended changes. No. There do not appear to be any right now. Okay, noted. So we're on steel passenger carriages here. That is giving us more infrastructure, or rather less infrastructure, but with more transportation. Noted. Absolutely noted. We're going to tick forward here, but it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Our railways overall, this isn't telling us what our employment status is. Okay. Peace treaty. Cool. Well, one of our big problems right now is this guy is idle. We don't have any fronts to send him to, but we're in this France versus Siam war, and it's really awkward. And we can't actually put this guy down. Oldenburg wants to join our customs union. Done. Also, the French flu has spread to North German Saxony. Of course it has. The international telephone exchange with Bavaria. Done. Absolutely done. So, Oldenburg, do you want to join our confederation? I think that's something that they have to ask us. Hey, we ticked up above positive. Hello, there's Oldenburg wanting in. One step closer to unification. Beautiful. Echoes of revolutions in Brandenburg. Cool. And we're back negative, but with Oldenburg under our control, here's a question. Can we produce more oil? Yes, we can. We're going to build all of the oil that we can in Hanover. That's 7. And that's 23 levels that is going into our economy directly now. That is a huge gain for us. Absolutely enormous. So if we hop into our market and we look at our oil now, our production of oil has gone up by like 50%. And it will go up further. Now, we need a lot more. No doubt about that. One thing to note is that we are on plastics for our glassworks. We may want to consider going back to glass here, rather than plastics. And then going to, like, diesel engines here. But man, that's so much oil. That is so much oil. So I don't think we can afford to do that, really. No, we can't. The French flu has continued to spread. It's just kind of chilling. Eventually we'll get over it, I'm sure. What is this going on? Diplomatic play in Rhine here. Revolutionary Belgium versus Belgium. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. What do they think of us? Disinterested, neutral, reputable. Okay. Now Spain is already on this side. We can lean over here and see if they offer us anything. I don't think they will. I wouldn't offer us anything to join that, but let's see what they've got. If they have anything at all. We're working on spending down our credit somewhat at this point. Our subsidies have dropped, so that is great. All good there. Our constructions are continuing to be underway. We've still got a massive oil input shortage, which is to be expected. This is currently unproductive, so we can cancel that, I suppose. And how are we doing on constructing those oil rigs? Okay, so every level of oil rig is producing how much? And this is the absolute top production methods. Okay. I mean, we definitely need to get this fully expanded. We need to get more oil if we can. So let's take a look at Bremen here. I believe they were not able to join our customs union. That is correct. Let's look at Hamburg. They're not willing to yet. We're not bankrolling them, and we should. We should also improve relations with them. Okay. What do we got going on here? These guys would accept a trade agreement. So let's propose that. And then eventually they'll accept a customs union. So that'll be good. Looking in to the south here, let's look at Saxony. Okay, not too much to be done here. We can improve relations with them, but that's fine. As far as Bavaria goes, we're bankrolling and improving relations there. That looks good. For Bavarian Rhineland, that's part of Bavaria. For Luxembourg, we can't really do too much with them, so that is fine. There's also Krakow down here. Okay, noted. Hilarious that we have this territory. Okay. Just checking in here. Okay, so we are 28 reasons away. Got it. But relations will continue to improve. Once we get relations up to around 80 across the board, things will be good. The French flu is spreading to Anhalt. There's a shocker. And there just isn't too much that we can do about it. Unfortunately. It is what it is. However, our loyalists are coming up. Our radicals are kind of coming up as well, which is interesting. Okay. How's our population doing? It's okay, considering the pandemic. I would prefer things to be better, but it seems to be okay. Excellent. The French flu has spread. The pandemic is quickly becoming a global crisis. I like how France is continuing to lose this war, and we still can't put our troops down or send troops to attack or defend any fronts there. There are no fronts available. Like, I don't know what's going on here. They just want French war reps. Weird. Do we just capitulate here? Will that do anything with our alliance with France? There are no war goals against us here. We can't participate in this war, and that just keeps us from putting our troops down. Are we still allied to France? Yes, we are. Okay, good. So that will help matters, that's for sure. The French flu has spread into Elbe. That's to be expected, I suppose. And I want to double check here. Yeah, we don't need to incorporate any of our states. Noted. And I don't think that we need to make any changes throughout here. Although arms industries we do. Bolt action rifles and publicly traded and auto expand. Cool. So that's looking good. What else do we have going on here? Whole lot of nothing. Okay. Noted. Well, our construction is not all on arc welded. There we go. Problem solved there. Okay. So at this point, we're largely waiting for the flu pandemic to end and working our way through these diplomacies. We're actually getting very close on Bavaria. There's that value of existing customs union there. So that's noted. I'm not sure if they'll be willing to change to our customs union at that time. But the French flu has spread into Silesia, to be expected. And that's all just very, very awkward. Very awkward indeed. I want to check in here. There's a silk input goods shortage, but that just disappears. And these trade routes are inactive. I'm guessing due to simply not having enough convoys. No, we have plenty of convoys. Wow, look at that. 24,000 convoys available. Sure, we're just going to get rid of these inactive and unproductive trade routes, I guess. Our government legitimacy is currently low. And that's fine. Insufficient taxation capacity in Brandenburg. That's been a while. Okay, so we should definitely build a government administration in Brandenburg. So we'll get that built in there. There's also market access down this way, apparently. What do we got there? That's not ours. Okay, noted. Cool. It gets so laggy when you're zoomed in like that. I'm not sure why, to be honest. Very strange. Like, specifically at, like, this level. This level is where it's most laggy. I don't have any explanation for that. Out here, it's reasonably fine. Zoomed in, it's reasonably fine. But just right at that transition point, which is where I like to sit, that's a pretty laggy spot. I don't know. I have no explanation for it, but it's fine. So we're spending down our credit, but not at tremendous speed. Not at tremendous speed at all. That oil input goods shortage is still very big. So we should try to see if we can back off. Does this use oil? No. Okay, so we should try to see if we can back off on any of this that does use oil. Okay, canning uses a little bit. So we could back off the canneries. It's not as good, but it will alleviate some of the stress on oil. Okay, textile mills. Yup. There's just not enough oil being produced. That's all there is to it. We require additional oil. That's for sure. Wallonia here is not available. Actually, they could join our customs union. Interesting. This is in the Belgian bourgeois revolt market. Now this is just in Belgium here. Okay. So Belgium is capable of joining our customs union. So in that case, we are already improving relations with them, I think. No, that's just too expensive. We can bankroll them. Done. That is reasonably expensive as well. A favored party, huh? Hamburg owing us an obligation could be used to pressure them to include the landowners in their government. North German relations towards Hamburg would deteriorate by 20. It's currently 14. We'll stay out of their internal politics. Okay. Cool. So we're at 76 for Bavaria right now. We would absolutely love it if Bavaria would join us. That would be absolutely huge. I don't think they have any oil down here, but Yeah, I don't see any oil there. That would be the primary benefit, but there is some oil in Netherlands. In fact, there's quite a lot of oil in Netherlands. A maximum of 30 oil rigs here. That's the Dutch market. I wanted to go to the actual country here. Noted. We're going to start targeting the Netherlands pretty soon here. Probably not for, you know, like an offensive play, but we could conquer the state. But I'd rather not. I would rather not. Because that would involve fighting Russia. So the French blue is still spreading, like 7 years into it. Ridiculous. How are we doing on that? We are... It's in half of our countries still, or counties still. That's insane. Absolutely insane. But sure. We are working our way out of debt. Can we afford bumping our taxes back down? The answer is not right now. And it's spreading again into West Prussia. I would really, really like to be able to afford to actually do something about the pandemic, but with that market access cratering the way it does, we just can't. We can't afford it with how long this pandemic is holding on. It just can't be done right now. It's insane. So looking at our input goods shortages here, we're still running a hardwood input goods shortage. That's still a little wild. We can just max out these constructions, though. That's as much hardwood as we can possibly produce. Absolute maximum. It has spread into Westphalia. And it's definitely not going well in terms of the pandemic here. Bavaria would be absolutely huge. I would love to get Württemberg as well. We're now at 79 for Bavaria. So things are getting closer here. What is this? Radical Finland versus Russia? This we declare neutrality in right away. We have no interest in that. Now we are dipping negative here, and that's slightly shocking to me. I think that that is due to... Yeah, look at those subsidies. The subsidies just shot up here. And now they're going back down. Okay. Sure. So we're currently at 80 for Bavaria. We are now officially friendly. Would they be willing to change to our customs union? The answer is no. So, can we get that attitude improved at all? They want to befriend the North German Federation. Okay, so we're going to continue bankrolling them. For a bit anyway. They would not currently accept a trade agreement because there's no trade route between our markets. But otherwise they would. So, what do they have? We could try to import something from Bavaria, if that's all we need to do there. Do they have anything? Okay, have to scroll that back up. That's a little awkward. Nothing from the Bavarian market here. We could export something to them, though, potentially. Okay, so going into our market here, or actually into our trade here. We could try to export something to them. Like, for example, we could try to export automobiles to Bavaria. Now, it's not great, but that creates a trade route between us, in theory. No trade routes between our markets. I just created a trade route. Okay, that's a little strange. But whatever, the French flu has spread. It might be a terminology issue here. Because we are definitely exporting to the Bavarian market right now. We already have a trade route for automobiles between these markets. So it does exist. The question is it just that it's not good? Maybe. That goes to the Austrian market? Okay, so they're already in the Austrian customs union. That's what's going on there. Noted. Okay, so looking up to Saxony. Yeah, this is fine, whatever. Looking at Bremen, same thing. That's fine, whatever. And Hamburg. Hamburg is getting kind of close to our customs union, but they're not there yet. We're just at cordial with them. And we're working on bringing that up. But that's a long ways to go yet. We have a long ways to go diplomatically then. There. So we could begin working on the Netherlands here, which we, of course, already are bankrolling. Or at least I thought we were. Relations are currently poor with Netherlands. We can't bankroll them. We cannot improve relations because we don't have enough influence. Got it. Okay. Noted. Cool. So that seems reasonably fine. We're working on spending down our credit here, which is still quite important, and we are just generally expanding. Our flu pandemic is potentially recovering, but it's continuing to spread. Apparently a political movement disbanded. Which one is that? Inex censorship? Okay, cool. That seems reasonably fine. Our GDP has recovered nicely, and we're just steamrolling ahead of France at this point. Wow. We're 160 million above them. Considering the population differential, that's huge. Their population is 83.7 million. They have almost 3 times our population. And our GDP is that much stronger than theirs. That's insane. The French flu is continuing to spread, which isn't super shocking. And the question that I have is, what more can we get out of Bavaria here? Now, we're still bankrolling them. This says that it's a maximum of plus 80. So I'm not sure if that means that once it reaches 81, it stops, or it's just maintaining here. It's just maintaining. So in that case, we should stop bankrolling these guys. That's the Austrian market. Bavaria, come here. I want to stop bankrolling you. Okay. So that's the best we can do there for right now. We can go over to the Netherlands and spend the influence on improving relations with the Netherlands. We definitely want their oil. That's for sure. There's oil rigs available in Bremen and Hamburg. None in Holstein. Gotcha. We're still running an oil, sugar, rubber, input goods shortage. There's not a lot we can do about that, in all honesty. Elbe is currently constructing railways, so that seems reasonably fine. The French flu has spread into Brandenburg. Okay, sure. Whatever. So we're reaching level 80 with Holstein soon. Holstein is kind of the lower priority one here because it doesn't have... Oh, what is this? Württemberg wants to enter a trade agreement. We definitely accept that. There's no oil available in Holstein, but that's fine. We will still happily accept them into our union. Yeah, minus 28. They are going to get, I think, plus 20. And the French flu is spread into Rhineland. They're going to get plus 20 from hitting plus 80 opinion here. So that'll be fine, but that'll take a little... Whoa, that was flickering nicely. That'll be a little bit... a little ways away. That's for sure. So our GDP is kind of holding. Our main problem right now is that our population isn't growing because of this pandemic, which is still ongoing and still in half of our country, which is quite a thing. Quite a thing. And these guys are funding the creation of a university. Acceptable. The French flu has spread into Pomerania. Because of course it has. Malaria prevention has now been unlocked. Well, that doesn't help us with our flu. We don't have any malaria, so yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so Nuremberg here, they're just not interested in abandoning Austria at this moment. Which to some degree does make sense. It does make sense. I would like to get these guys into the fold up here. They definitely seem like they're going to be the way to go. We're not quite there yet, though, and it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to work on getting these guys into the fold diplomatically. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Kazaral, ALS Gamer, Kentwin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisoul, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.